this part of the show? Mr. Lenny, you're going to use magic to fix the stage now.
What happened?
Oh no. Maybe this isn't part of the show. The girl was still in that box, right?
Seal the exits! No one is allowed in or out at this time.
Yes, that's right.
No need to be alarmed, you two. We'll get to the bottom of this soon enough. Unfortunately, the person who is in the magic box has been pronounced dead. His name was Cowell, one of the assistants in Apparently, the fireworks on stage ignited the ropes that were suspending the water tank, which then caused the... As of now, we are still not sure why we found Cowell in the box, rather than the guest from the audience. And after an initial search of the area, the guards have confirmed that the girl is nowhere. It appears that this incident was not merely some mishap with the performance, and there are many indications that it is connected with the case of the serial disappearances of young women.
The serial disappearances case?
That's the case that Charlotte mentioned before.
I know the truth. I say that our powerful magician, Mr. Lenny, is now the prime suspect for the serial disappearance.
Huh? Why me? This whole thing was an accident.
No, this all occurred during your magic show, did it not? The missing girl, now that I think about it, that whole speech about magicians make...
That can't be right! He was in the box on the stage the entire time! We can even... Besides, before the show, he told us that he would like to catch the criminal behind the disappearances!
Save discussion for a later time, please. Lady Farina, may I...
Huh? I just think that...
But what Lady Farina said just now makes perfect sense.
A kidnapping and murder carried...
That's right. I mean you, traveler. You'll support Lenny. Then there's no problem at all. You know, the traveler and I already had a duel the first time we met. But with Lenny's help, our little duel ended in a draw. So, no more draws. Between the two of us, there must be a clear winner and loser.
It wasn't a draw.
I understand. Charges have now been pressed, and as such, Well, traveler, seems Lady Farina has set you in her sights. Are you willing to act as Mr. Very well. The trial will be held a day from now in the Opera House. Lenny and his troupe. The audience may begin to
A day isn't that long. Let's see what kind...
Lenny!
Sorry about everything that happened just now.
Of course! Who wouldn't be scared after witnessing an accident like that?
Yeah, I'm a little shaken up myself. I know you already claimed that you would defend me, but now it's just us talking. Tell me, do you think I could possibly be the murderer? I understand. I'm sure everyone sees me as the biggest suspect at this point. But, if you ask me, the whole thing is mysteries layered upon mysteries. I don't know whether what happened there on the stage was purely... As for how that girl chosen... Even a skilled and knowledgeable magician...
Which is precisely why we need to investigate! As this book says, the impossible could not have happened. Whatever happened must have been that which is possible. Paimon bought them when we were reading at the bookshop in the city earlier. Pretty cool, huh? Don't worry, Paimon used her own savings to buy them. It wasn't from our travel funds.
I think they look cute on you, Paimon.
You have good taste, Lynette!
That's the right attitude. Feeling depressed isn't going to help me now. But with the guards watching, good thing you agreed to be...
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, just leave it to us. Oh, since we're going to start investigating,
Oh, well...
The secrets behind our magic are past saving,
I suppose you're right. 'Tis truly a pity. But if revealing our secrets will help you uncover the truth, we should go somewhere else if we're going to...
Alright, let's go have a look while the investigation teams are still... Hello, officer. How's the investigation going?
Ah, I see. You must be the traveler that Lady Farina mentioned.
Huh? What do you mean?
Come with me and you'll see. The deceased is one of Linny's assistants, named Cowell. Even though he hadn't joined the troop long, the assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the props. As you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell and smashed the box. This is the real mystery. We've already searched the scene and were unable to find any traces of the girl. However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly under the water tank. The ropes holding the tank were then burned by the pyrotechnics on stage. All these factors lining up so perfectly makes it, if anything, the more logical explanation.
But he doesn't have a motive.
Are you both good friends of his?
Well, you can't say we're good friends.
So in just a short time, he was not only able to... I know there's no such thing as magic. The real trick of a magician... I've seen a lot of cases. Sorry, I tend to be pretty straightforward. Anyway, you may invest...
Why would it be him? Whoever the murderer was, they must have made preparations. Whoever the murderer was, they must have made preparations well beforehand. Why would it be him? Whoever the murderer was, they must have made preparations. So this is the rope that broke and cut. The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks? Why are you suddenly so serious, Traveler? Whoa. Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left. Huh. So if a rope meant to hold some... Wait, why would you...
The investigation team has some new findings. Turns out there's an issue with the random number selector after all.
See, I told you. What if the machine picked some big guy?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation.
You're trying to help them?
Linny used them. Well, we thought there might be a serious...
It turns out that I'm sure you already... In other words,
That much...
bet you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Linny.
This location has also been cordoned off because the seats were all booked in advance. So we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by check. Sure, it's not like her name is Halsey. Apparently, the magic troupe. Simply put, she wasn't related to the magic troupe at all.
Were the vic-
That's how it seems.
Okay.
No need to be so. It is of utmost.
I see that you're investigating the area. Well, it just so happens that I'm interested too. If you find any...
We don't have to... The thud? Oh, you mean the sound that
Yes, exactly. It wasn't terribly loud, but I suspect that most people heard it. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Linny's trick with bated breath. I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Linny's and when the pyrotechnics went...
Wait, wasn't the noise with...
Perhaps the balance was... Oh, that's true.
That does...
Lenny's still talking to the... I think... Lenny's still talking to the guard. I think someone will be assigned to Lenny's still talking to the guard. I think some...
Hey, you! Yes, both of you.
Huh? You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wished...
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
Have you never heard? From mediating disputes and providing protection to solve... And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president. Though those who play by our rules call me...
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Melus, Demoiselle's
Huh?
Well...
My apologies, Demoiselle. Should you prefer...
No need. You don't...
Okay, if you...
All merely trifling details. That's right. I've always... Judging from the look...
Really? We think so too! That's why we... But...
Intuition. Naturally. Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Linny without any decisive evidence whatsoever. But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the Justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to keep her from getting carried away. Anyway, a trial begins some...
Sounds more...
Well, what's your opinion? All right, I've answered your question.
Wait a minute!
Well, I say it does. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like a...
Well...
And why would that be?
Most astute, no matter how, then if that...
All right, that's quite enough, Melus. Now, I need...
Wait! Since when did we... That's more like it.
Far be it from you wish to...
You have a point. And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like...
I have nothing to add.
Oh, all right.
We'll be making some preparations first. Just be sure to let us know.
Sorry. Were you always...
Yes, The missing girl couldn't have left for... I doubt.
How can you be...
Well, I couldn't but still, we Melusines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
So, it's safe to say the girl couldn't have left through here. Alright, thank you for your help. This'll be useful info. We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Linny's discussion with the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we? Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh?
Understood. Then I will be going.
Very good.
You may spare the
You've arrived. Who's this?
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower. Sorry, I got a little... And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Find my...
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help.
Huh.
Ah, good eye.
The back? You mean the...
Very good indeed. I thought you might... The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get? Exactly. All right, let's go.
Oh, so there was a passageway under the...
I knew you'd figure out the 2 magic boxes. See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be...
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate.
I see.
Precisely.
So that's how you did it!
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device. The audience member would only be able to feel some...
Right! You were talking...
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect. My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown...
And what about Lynette? Where was...
I was in the mezzanine space in the...
Oh, interesting!
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And by...
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who. And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
So that's how it all worked!
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in. And then I walk out of the other box in the But as you saw, Cal was in the box.
We really...
If not for that And yet, could we have a look around?
This is the scene of the crime. So Linny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now.
Thanks, everyone.
What's this?
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh?
Perhaps it was a prop for a different...
Whatever.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why would there be water here?
Oh, Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the dug over only for the water to disappear? And here's a broken vase. Huh.
That can't be. The trolley moves along tracks from start to finish. It couldn't have hit the vase at this distance.
Let's note this down too and think about it later.
Oh, these are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing. Her clothes are here, but
Right. And do you really need to do that? Ugh, this is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective anymore. What is this place?
It seems someone could.
Alone, perhaps.
But there are no other ways in or out of here. Oh, you're right. Let Paimon write that down. Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
yes, let's head back up. Well, we've ascertained the state of the... Let's find a place...
Apologies for the wait.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape through the...
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the guards have checked.
So the tunnel's become like a secret chamber.
The plot thickens. No wonder Farina was so confident in her accusation.
In other words, the charge.
Charges and then...
That's right. This is how a trial... That's right. This is how... The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the oratories. To put it simply...
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the chief.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final... Then, finally, the oratories will be...
Huh?
In practice, there is very little different. Yes, the...
Huh? Why?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us...
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside... And even if that were...
I'm ready to break out.
Whoa, whoa!
Of course. I just hope you don't mind.
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together. I mean, what the...
Huh. Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad... Just kidding! Just kidding! Paimon...
What do you mean, no snacks?
Huh?
Understood, demoiselle. Everyone, please come...
Wait, you're carrying a...
Yes, I must...
I have eggs, sugar.
These three are quite the interesting... From the way you had these two guys carrying up, but you ended up...
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouragement.
Don't underestimate... Anyway.
Only...
Well, eating...
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is demoiselle's favorite, strong... No need for concern.
All right, then. However, the magician...
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
The flower vase and the thud we heard resulting in the perhaps the crypt...
Paimon thinks that makes sense.
True, but the only...
Huh. Could Halls...
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, nor does she have...
Were we... From the sound of your macaron... What?
Please don't worry about it. At my age...
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then... Wait. Even you don't believe Paimon? If Paimon
All right, Maloose, set up the stove again.
Huh? What?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Exactly.
As you wish, demoiselle.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
Well,
Well, that's it for snack time. I don't know. It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during...
all right.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Maloose, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find...
All right, it's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready.
Do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and tell me.
The House of the Hearth?
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearance...
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage...
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing...
Indeed. Then perhaps your first priority... The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying...
Hey, Linny, why didn't you tell us this before?
Order! Order! Mr. Lin, first, when the thud was heard, are these claims true? Please answer my question, Mr.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
What should we do now?
Granted. In that case, what is your request?
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought. In that case...
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Yeah, sorry.
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you... Not to set the wrong tone or anything.
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, I know you've clashed with the Vitui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset. But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could... That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie. The truth is very important, but being... Right. So, you met a Fatus, but still, I'm asking you to trust...
Sorry. Well, you both say that, but... Right, let's...
Of course. We've been trying to find out during our investigations, From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about... So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the... On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost... After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Because of that...
That's the only way.
So, it was never my wish to... But like I said earlier...
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is, if we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense. Huh?
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us... When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue...
That took long enough at this stage. Let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective. Countdown began. When the flatbed dropped, he did not realize that finally he used the vase to knock her out. At this time, Cowell arrived. So Linney afterward. Linney. And there you have it.
Does the defendant's side have any objection?
The key to refuting. Seems this... Linney went to the room. According to Lynn... Linney did not...
When the countdown started, but he immediately used it. Once he reached that area, the crime scene had already developed. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened.
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing?
That's right!
My reasoning?
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Linney only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell him! And that's why they're partners of mine.
Oh, well, your denial... Of course I do. If he had been... You're saying that he wasn't.
Are you sure we don't need to give this more thought? Are you sure we don't need to give this more That's right! Lenny wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance. This means that when the crime happened, Lenny had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! Ha ha! How do you like that?
Well played. To think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Lenny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
Could there have been a third? Halsey is the missing person. The deceased's name is...
Huh? That can't be right.
Oh!
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim. No one entered or left. The deceased's name is Cowell. Halsey's clothing was a... Lenny was not in the tunnel at... It would have been tough for both... Halsey's clothing... The deceased's name is... No one entered or left... Lenny was not in the tunnel. It would have been tough for both. The sound we heard... The sound we heard may have... Halsey's clothing... It would have been tough for both.
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things?
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track? Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been up.
If only we knew how...
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel... And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Lenny was not in the... The sound we heard may have come... The deceased's name is... The vase was not...
Oh! Paimon gets it! It all comes together! Lynette, if there's a...
How could a person ever be transformed into water? Magic trick.
Even so, the truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all... Since Cal was the deceased, we have... But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his...
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make... Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the person...
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's bag. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are the primordials. The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged. The notebook has many, and one of these tubes was labeled The notes also state, as such,
You've gotta be kidding! People dissolving...
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophet.
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank... Just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partner?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order!
It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results, but we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at all. Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
Now it seems like the hook rope was the water from the primordial. Now it seems like the hook rope. Lynette was in the magic. The rope that strung. The deceased's name is Cow. The rope that strung the water. I remember there was. The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic box.
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again! In the original plan, Cowell would... When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial sea inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel and...
Huh.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cowell's death. His notes mentioned he—
On that note, I shall now invite—
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting, and we
What?
That can't be. Does this, my dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reason? Linny did not need, having made modifications that upon it. Ultimately, he not now as much. Am I right?
We've used up all the... Is this the end of...
Oh no!
I believe this is indeed the... Now then, my good. Excuse me, everyone.
Miss, I must ask you not to shout and to respect the ongoing
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. I'll show you an amazing trick.
What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance? Come on, Lenny and Lynette, give it another go. But as the magic makers and stars of the show,
I understand.
And voila.
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole...
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me. And then before I...
that'll teach you to
Where should I begin? Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian. And I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been caught before. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Linny was the one who caught me in the act.
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. Liddy even
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but he even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison. So I wasn't going. There was nowhere to run. I slipped out.
Can a person even hide in there?
But I swear, I didn't know that Had I known that.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now.
This time, we need... The strange... The flower vase was not broke. Lillian...
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time! Having been selected, her panic only hearing the commotion, Cowl, he did not know that Lillian was not mistakenly believing that the two broke with no way of escaping. She knew that she would have...
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
At this point, all the events that...
rather...
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statement? Please answer the question, Lady Farina.
What? Are you reading my mind? No, I have no further.
Wow.
If there are no objections, then as the chief the actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, with some modifications to cover up any evidence while he also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank. He poured the water. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel. If all had gone to plan, realizing that there was trouble, Cowl entered the tunnel and met. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked on Lillian according to her own. As for Linny, from this
Hooray, Linny and Lynette!
while there is much in Linny and this case at least, can As such, Linny...
Great work.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Next, how did you find the water?
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake.
I suspect that the... I'm sure you know...
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself...
We were supposed to...
And now that you're... Therefore, you would be...
Yes! Our boss. It can also be made into... We've been in this bit...
And now he can no longer...
Such...
An outrage. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
So, we're just going back now? That's true.
Traveler, Paimon! Please wait.
Lenny.
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end. I guess I didn't approach you with any... As for why, that was how Father, who you might know as the Knave...
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father.
That's right. And since we're here, I was one... Back when our parents first died, to survive, I took my sister to my surprise before long.
So you went from
That was how we... But he would come.
That doesn't seem...
After one, I waited a long time. The answer he gave me was...
Oh no.
As far as outsiders are concerned, I managed to ferret all I saw.
So...
That's right. She had rescued Father, the House of the Hearth. I was hesitant to but she was also...
Oh, so that's how the...
She has gained permission.
So, she believes...
That's right. Today's case has also... All of us house members here. To us orphans...
So, from small deeds...
It's all right. I just hope you can... If you should need anything at all in the future...
Bye, Lenny!
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for...
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving... Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Besides! And...
Ah, I see. Sorry.
Don't say that.
Aw, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new... Wait.
Huh?
Well, Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
You don't have to twist...
Oh, wonder...
All right, then.